Drinking and driving has got to stop. A drunk driver smashes through a living room at a house in Mesquite, Texas, here in the DFW area. I want to check that out. And then also a crash that happened in Fort Worth, the same type of incident. It's crazy stuff.
A Mesquite family had a rude awakening in the middle of the night when a truck barreled right into their living room. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. It's 9 o'clock. Their home surveillance cameras captured the moment. You're going to see it happen. That truck driver now charged with driving while intoxicated, and it is not his first run-in with police. Fox 4's David Sintendry spoke to the family, and David, that is crazy video.
Certainly crazy video, Heather. We talked to the family earlier today. All 5 of them were home at the time that truck just came through basically their front door. And that driver that you were talking about, he is charged with DWI, but this is not the first time he was charged with DWI. In fact, he's currently out on bond for a different DWI charge.
So this used to be way over here, lined up, a little half wall.
Antonio Navarro reveals damage to his family's home in Mesquite.
What in the heck, man? I mean, how in the heck do you drive through? I mean, obviously you're a drunk moron, but that's inconceivable. I knew a guy back in middle school who this happened to. The car smashed through his living room. Luckily, everybody was fine, but still, this is crazy.
After a truck crashed through the front of their home after 2 a.m. Sunday. That couch used to be right here in front of that wall, and then the truck comes through this wall right here, taking out the area where normally your family is sitting.
Correct. Yes, sir.
At the time, Navarro and his wife, Maria, home with their 3 kids.
I check on them. I tell them it's not okay, but we're okay, so it's going to be okay.
Kids not old enough to fully comprehend what could have happened.
When Nasa woke up,
had the truck driven a few more feet left toward their bedrooms.
I'm just happy they're okay. We can't replace them.
Oh my God.
Mesquite Police Department charged the alleged driver, Jeremy Perrin, with DWI. Dallas County records obtained by Fox 4 reveal Perrin was...
I mean, how do you get so drunk that you crash through a living room? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, if you know you're impaired, it's simple. Just don't get behind the wheel. They have Uber, we have Lyft, there are taxi services. If you need help, I'm sure somebody close by will be willing to help you get a ride. It is way too dangerous to be driving out there intoxicated. I mean, this is lunacy right here.
Was out on bond for a DWI he was charged with in 2023. That case still pending.
He just kept repeating, oh man, I'm going to prison, I'm going to prison.
Antonio Navarro says the driver tried to reverse out of the home.
And the police got there, made sure we're okay, and got him out of the car, and then never saw him again.
A camera outside cuts off before impact, but you see the truck hopping a curb before hitting the home head on. The family says outside cuts off before impact, but you see the truck hopping a curb before hitting the home.
You can see where it took out a sign as well.
Home head on. The family says it's dealt with traffic issues throughout the 4 years they've owned the home off Concord Drive.
They speed through here all the time. We knew it was going to happen eventually, just not here.
Their 4-year-old son awake using the restroom when the crash happened.
And he's usually in the living room watching TV on the coffee table with his toys.
While examining the wreckage,
this means something to me. This is trash.
Navarro feels blessed.
It's me not having to dig under all this to find my son.
So I asked if there's a message he'll share with his kids after such a close call.
Just don't put so much focus on materialistic stuff. It's all replaceable, you know what I mean? This is just plastic, paper, and rubble. That's all it is.
For this charge, Perrin posted a $1,000 bond over in Mesquite. That's according to police. However, we were sorting through some records online, and it appears Dallas County officials served him a warrant just today. It appears that is for that DWI charge from 2013, and specifically a bond violation for that DWI, presumably from what we saw this weekend.
All right, I want to play another one for you that happened in Fort Worth about a month ago, it looks like. Then I want to get into the DWI. Oh, wait, the charges are, the offenses are, or what the consequences are for driving while intoxicated here in Texas, I think they should be much stricter. I think you should have very strict penalties on drunk driving the first time you get caught. It shouldn't happen. But this guy made a good point. It's better that he's not digging for his son under those things. So he seemed very calm, and I think he just was looking at the bigger picture that it could have been a lot worse. His son could have been sitting in the living room, and it could have been a very tragic situation. Thankfully, it was not. But it's just wild to see things like this, people smashing through living rooms. You wake up and there's a car inside of your house. That's just wild. But thank goodness his son was okay. And people drive crazy. People fly through neighborhoods all the time. No regard for anybody else around them. It's actually very upsetting. All right, I'm going to play this video right here. Then we'll look at the consequences here in Texas for drunk driving.
A 27-year-old woman is facing a DWI charge after police say she lost control of her car and ended up crashing it into a home. The family living inside the home says she crashed into a child's bedroom. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager spoke to that family today. Peyton?
Hi, Steve. And the majority of the damage to that home is where a 2-year-old boy goes to sleep at night. So Saturday evening, the family was winding down, getting ready for bed, but thankfully no one was in that room.
Everything stopped for us, but kept moving for everybody else.
Inside this South Fort Worth home, you can see what the McAnellys were doing at 8:04 Saturday evening, like Ben McAnelly's unfinished puzzle. His wife, Marcia, was in the kitchen. 3 children, ages 12, 10, and 2, scattered across the house off Steinberg Lane, when the family was spared by only a few inches.
Physically being in the center of thunder.
I was standing right here, and Wes was on the corner of the couch right there, and now it stopped right here.
A speeding red Toyota sedan barreled into the front of the home, through their 2-year-old's bedroom, and stopped in the living room. The family escaped the home without any injuries. Police took 27-year-old Aliana Batista Hernandez into custody following a field sobriety test. Hernandez was charged with driving while intoxicated.
Her car ate his mattress, his crib, and his stuffies, and they were all stuck in her wheel well.
Monday afternoon, Hernandez's front bumper was left behind in the McAnellys' boarded-up home, propped up against a wall where their 2-year-old son, Wes, usually lays his head at night.
We're so grateful for everyone to not be hurt and not to come out of this unscathed. But at the same time, we have to rebuild everything that we've worked for the last 17 years.
The McAnellys are temporarily staying in a hotel. The American Red Cross has already reached out to them. As for moving back in, they tell me they do not want to move back into that home. They will clean up the mess and eventually move out and somewhere else in Fort Worth. They tell me they've had other close calls with out-of-control drivers, and they do not want to take that chance again. Steve?
Exactly. I don't blame them for not wanting to take a chance on that street in that particular spot because you're prone to things like this. Good job on them for recognizing that and saying, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. Stupid. I mean, I remember one time I saw a guy on the highway drinking a beer. I was driving here in DFW, and it was at nighttime on a Saturday or whatever day of the week it was. And he was drinking a beer while driving. So I called the cops. I said, hey, this guy's out here with the beer in his hand. I told him exactly where he was going and gave him a description of the car. I gave the police the description, and hopefully they caught up to him. But there was another instance where I was in Granbury, Texas, and I was driving, and there was a guy just driving erratically all over the road, just swerving and switching lanes all over the place. So I followed him, stayed pretty close to him, and called the police. And I said, hey, there's a guy, gave him the description, the car, I got the plate number, and then we got a phone call maybe like an hour, 2 hours later. And it was a police station saying that they caught the guy and he was arrested for drunk driving. So potentially save lives by doing that. If you see something, say something on the road. People driving out of control, it could be very deadly. It could be deadly or dangerous. All right, I'm going to talk about adults here in Texas. Penalties for adults. Adults, as far as drunk driving is concerned, penalties, drunk drivers are classified as anyone 21 years or over. If you're under 21 drunk driving, you're considered a minor. So the first offense is a $2,000 fine, jail up to a $2,000 fine, jail time between 3 days and 180 days, license suspension for up to 2 years, annual surcharge for up to $2,000 for 3 years to keep your license, DWI intervention education program, possible ignition interlock service. Second offense of up to a $4,000 fine, jail time between 1 month and 1 year, license suspension up to 2 years, annual surcharge of up to $2,000 for 3 years to keep your license, DWI intervention or education program, possible ignition interlock device. Third offense, $10,000 fine up to, I should say, state prison time between 2 years and 10 years, license suspension up to 2 years, surcharge $2,000 for up to 3 years, keep your license, intervention program, ignition interlock, DWI with a passenger up to $10,000 fine, jail time up to 2 years, license suspension for 180 days. 180 days. I don't think this is tough enough. I don't think this goes far enough to really teach people a lesson. It up to a $10,000 fine, which means it could be anything below that. 2 to 10 years. It could be 2 years. To me, that's not enough to put somebody in prison for drunk driving for the third time, for the third offense. First offense is very light. You could get like a $500 fine. It says up to $2,000. So you could be, let's say, $1,000 fine. You're in jail for a month or 3 days. Suspension up to 2 years. I say automatic first offense. This is just my opinion, just so we can crack down on this to make people stop drunk driving so much. I mean, I'm sure it happens all over the country. I mean, it does happen all over the country, but I live here in Texas, and I've seen it firsthand, and I see these stories all the time about people drunk driving, killing people or hurting people. And the drunk drivers, for some reason, walk away unscathed. I don't know why it works out that way, but it does. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the first offense, I think, should be automatic jail time, 180 days. 6 months in jail off the top. And a $10,000 fine. I mean, I'm just thinking of things. I'm thinking of these things off the top of my head because maybe it should be stricter. First time, 5 years in jail. I don't know. Only out in prison. But maybe a $10,000 fine off the top. Minimum $10,000. Jail, 180 days. And that will, if you put somebody in jail for 6 months, you're really going to disrupt their lives. And I would never want to go to jail for 6 months. I would never want to be in jail for a day. But for me to think about, oh, this could cost me 6 months of my life, you could lose your job, your finances will be out of whack. A lot of things will go wrong in 6 months if you're inactive. And then a $10,000 fine, you'll be out of pocket. A lot of people don't have $10,000 laying around. If they do, that's going to be a big hit. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll contact my representative and see if there's a way we can change these laws here, because it's out of control in my opinion. Too many drunk drivers. If you get drunk drivers off the streets, if you cut down drunk drivers, you will have much safer streets, less people dying, less people getting hurt, and it's just safer for everybody. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that right there. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care.